Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is part two of the daily highlights. We actually got 2 balls to fall. I have 3 games for you here, and these 3 were shot first of the day. So this is actually the first run out of the day here. I put the other 2 games on another video. So basically, on this one, as you see, 2 balls fell, a stripe and a solid. And of course, we have our choice. So we take a solid out here. And the way the balls were spread, everything looked really nice. So potential for a perfect game here was high. And we take the 7 ball, let the cue ball come off the rail. And now it looks like the 3 ball. I could have taken the 1, but I like the 3. And then this way we can come back to this solid that's by the side and just hit this with probably a little bit of follow or just let it naturally roll to the rail. And we have a nice look at this 1 ball. And with a nice draw here, guys, it's going to allow us to come back and get on this solid that is in the left-hand side, by the left-hand side pocket, and then come all the way down into the left corner. And I want to do a low shot here, like a draw. And with the angle that was on the cut, it actually pulls that cue ball perfect back for an easy 8 ball. So it's definitely worthy of celebrating because it was the first game of the day. And now we had a look at these 6 stripes, and they were sitting really easily. So, those 2 balls that are together there, I decided to take the 1 into the side pocket, and this broke that other ball up a little bit. And then now bring this into the side, and then we'll have a look at the 9 ball. And so as you see, I hit that a little bit weird in the cue ball, so I have a very long shot, which I make, but it was tougher to get the leave, and unfortunately the cue didn't hit that stripe there because it would have been much easier. So now I have a tough cut, and we bring the cue all the way down, and I was trying to bring it down to where it would hit the bottom rail and then go back up. And so I ended up scratching, and so the perfect game was ruined. But we still had a nice run out, so I went ahead and tried a double bank here. Put the cue ball in the kitchen, even though it was ball in hand. But I was trying to go for a flare shot and missed. And so we go ahead and move on to our next game. And on this one, as you see, we got a ball to fall there on the break. So player 1 is going to attempt his run out here. And the balls are spread out good, except for there's a few up top on the head string side. But we have a nice look at this one here, and then I do a low draw shot to bring that cue ball all the way back down. And then hit this one on the rail, come back up, use that stripe to slow yourself down. And on this one, guys, we have go for the corner stripe, it looks like, and then use the rail to come back around, because like I said, it's going to go off at that 30-degree angle, and then basically it doubles the angle. Whatever angle it goes into the rail, it comes off at the same angle. So that's how you can tell where the cue ball is going to go. And now we have this 14, I believe it is, but it's such an easy side shot. I mean, you still have to think about it, but I missed it, so it's pretty bummed. And player 2 steps up now for his run out. And the theme of the day was kind of, if you miss, then you don't get another shot. And so player 1 is kind of out of it now because player 2 was, had a really good look here. So as we step back here, after making that shot into the left-hand corner, we let the cue ball come all the way back down to this end and take the 1 ball out and follow that into the ball looks like it tapped that ball on the far rail, but cue ball continued back to the middle of the table, and we were able to drop that solid there. And now, in order to get to the solid on the far end or the headstring side, we had to hit that with some low English and let it come off the rail and then back. That's why we kind of hit it with some good pace. And on that one, we just hit the ball naturally. When the cue hit 50% of the ball and 50% of the rail, the cue ball just came down naturally, guys. And we made that 8 ball, and now we just cleaned these last 2 balls up. And that was a nice run out. And so we do a little bit of celebration, but a thumbs down because it wasn't a type 1 run out, which is player 1's run out. So I was kind of disappointed, as you see there, and happy at the same time. So it was kind of a mixed bag of emotions. Now we move on to our next game, and we have a nice break again. But unfortunately, nothing fell. So that brings up a good point. If you have a really good break like this and you don't make anything, which a lot of making a ball on the break is random, you can have a great break where you make 4 or even sometimes 5 balls, hit it almost exactly the same the next time you break, and nothing will go. The same thing when you make an 8 ball on the break. When you shoot straight on the head ball from the center of the table, you'll get some good movement if you hit it right, as far as with the power and then putting a touch of, top spin, less than half a tip. You will get some good movement and you'll make an 8 ball, and then you'll hit the next break exactly the same, and you'll see the 8 ball doesn't even move. And a lot of that is because maybe the rack wasn't tight enough, and that's usually why the 8 ball doesn't move too well. But it's kind of frustrating because you hit it the same exact way, and this time you didn't make nothing, or the 8 didn't go on the break, but the previous game it did. So that's something that's just part of the randomness of the game. And so as we're finishing up here on our last game, we are already to the 8 ball. And player 2 was looking pretty good here because he got his run out, and now he can get his perfect game. And it's just a matter of making those last 7 balls. And as you see here, there's really no problem balls on the table except for maybe the 2 balls in the middle up by the headstring side are kind of together, but they're not touching. So as long as you get the cue in a good spot, you'll be able to make it. And right here, I was worried about fouling. And so I jacked the stick up a little bit. I was trying to do a stop shot, but it actually rolled the cue ball down a little bit. And I could have made a combo. Instead, I had a really tough cut into the left side pocket, and I missed it and scratched. And so, of course, that perfect game is now off the table. And because I was so disappointed in that shot, I didn't even put too much care into this one, and I bombed it. And so that just goes to show you, it's like even when a shot looks super simple, you can still miss it if you don't hit the cue ball correctly. If you put a little bit of unneeded spin on it, you'll miss. Or if you just don't line it up correctly, you'll miss. So trying to keep it together here, we make those 2 last balls and we make that tough cut into the corner pocket. But as you see, the cue ball was going to scratch, so I just hit it with the tip of my stick, and I come back and no celebration, just to look into the camera in utter disappointment. But it was still a great day, guys. We had 5 run-out games. Hope you enjoyed them, and we'll see you tomorrow.